The wall next door. I had only been in my new house for 3 weeks, but something already felt off. On paper, everything was perfect. Clean streets, quiet surroundings, beautiful homes, respectable people. But there was one thing I couldn't ignore. No one wanted anything to do with me. At first, I brushed it off. They're probably busy, I told myself, so I decided to make the first move. One afternoon, I walked over to my neighbor's house and knocked on the door. After a few seconds, it creaked open halfway. "Hey, I just moved in next door. Thought I'd introduce myself." The man gave me a quick, polite smile. "Oh, okay, welcome." And just like that, he closed the door. No conversation, no curiosity, no warmth, just done. I stood there for a moment, confused. "All right," I muttered, "maybe it takes time." But as the days went by, something became painfully clear. These people weren't antisocial. They just didn't want me. Every weekend, I'd see them hosting barbecues. Laughter would echo through the street, kids running around, music playing. They were all friendly with each other. And I watched it all, alone, from my balcony. Then one night, it really hit me. The family across the street threw a big party. Lights everywhere, guests pouring in, music blasting. And me? Not even an invitation. That's when something inside me snapped. "What's wrong with me?" I asked my reflection later that night. No answer, just silence. A few days later, I noticed something new. That same family had started building a tall wooden fence around their backyard. A wall. A literal wall. Not only were they ignoring me, now they were shutting me out completely. That was it. I clenched my jaw and made a decision. If they wanted distance, I'd give them something to remember. Phase 1. The next morning at exactly 6 a.m., I fired up my lawnmower. Loud, aggressive, relentless. The kind of noise that doesn't just wake you up, it drags you out of sleep. Within minutes, I saw lights turning on in nearby houses, especially theirs. I caught a glimpse of their annoyed faces through the windows, and for the first time since moving in, I smiled. Phase 2. Whenever they sat outside in their backyard, I made sure I was on my balcony, phone in hand, voice raised just enough. "Yeah, man, people around here are so rude. Zero manners." I didn't need to see them to know they could hear me. And honestly, that made it even better. Final move. One evening, they were having another gathering in their yard. Music, laughter, that same perfect little world I wasn't part of. I stepped inside, grabbed my speaker, and brought it out. If they wanted music, I'd give them music. I turned the volume all the way up. Heavy bass, old, obnoxiously loud songs, the kind that vibrates walls. Within minutes, their laughter faded. Their conversations died. One by one, they went back inside. Party over. I leaned back in my chair, satisfied. Victory. But the story didn't end there. The next day, as I stood near my gate, one of the older neighbors approached me. He had a calm, almost knowing expression. "Son," he said gently, "can I ask you something?" "Sure. Why do you think people here avoid you?" I didn't hesitate. "Because they think they're better than me." He smiled slightly. "No," he said, "that's not it." I frowned. "Then what is it?" He paused for a moment, then said quietly, "People have heard about how you behaved in your previous neighborhood, how you didn't respect others' privacy." My chest tightened. "And now," he continued, "you're doing the same thing here." I didn't say a word. "And son," he added softly, "friendship isn't something you force." With that, he turned and walked away. The realization. That night I couldn't sleep. His words kept replaying in my head. Was it really me? I thought about everything. I hadn't tried to understand them. I hadn't been patient. I hadn't even been kind. I had just expected acceptance. And when I didn't get it, I chose revenge. Instead of respecting their space, I invaded it. Instead of building connections, I built resentment. Maybe I had built that wall myself. The ending. The next morning felt different, quieter, clearer. This time I walked up to a neighbor's door again, but not with expectations, just honesty. When they opened the door, I took a breath and said, I think I might have gotten things wrong before. If you're open to it, I'd like to start over. There was a pause, then slowly, the door opened wider. And for the first time since I moved in, it didn't feel like I was standing outside anymore. Viral takeaway. Sometimes we think the world is against us, but the truth is, we're the ones standing in our own way. If you like the story, then subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon next to it so that you get regular notifications of my upcoming videos.